Hello, welcome to our mini podcast interview. Could you introduce yourself? Who are you? What do you do?
I'm Martin Versteeg. I work for MVX Square. I'm a consultant in digital employee experience management.
What's your favorite part about working in this industry?
My favorite part about working in this industry is that it's great to care for people in the workforce and to get them the digital tools they need to leave their footprints. You know, every human wants to be successful in their career. Everybody has a job to do, and in order to be effective in that job, you need tools that make you productive so that you can leave your footprints. Everybody wants to leave footprints on the planet, and everybody needs the best tools possible to get there. And most IT functions, unfortunately, fall short on the needs that people have. And I see it as my job to help IT teams and IT organizations to get to a better place where more of their workforce, not their IT workforce, but the global workforce in their organizations can leave their footprints behind.
Well, that is a very timely comment, as we at Lenovo have done some research to really understand what does it take to drive change, transformation, and growth within organizations. We interviewed over 600 senior IT leaders about topics like generative AI and all those amazing things that we just talked about. And based on that, we're going to pull a question and we'll have a discussion on it. So,
Okay.
All right. What is the topic you
It's
selected?
about change management, complexity, and skills.
All right, well, let's go ahead and have a conversation. So, the Lenovo Work Reborn report highlights that change management is critical to success, yet often overlooked. How important do you think it is to have a strong change management framework alongside new tech rollouts?
Yeah, I mean, it's super critical. You can't really emphasize it, with enough strong words how important it is. And one of the main reasons why it's so critical is that the amount of change that most organizations go through in terms of technology implementations, roadmap, evolution is ever increasing. If you would ask 100 IT leaders, will it ever be as calm tomorrow as it was yesterday? Then everybody would admit that it will never be as calm as yesterday. The pace is only accelerating. We used to say the only thing that's constant is change, and my version of that saying has become the only thing that's constant is the level of acceleration of change. The world is going faster, faster, faster. The amount of change that we absorb, whether it's from SaaS or cloud technology, is ever increasing. And if you can't manage that change in the fast pace at which it comes to you, you will actually not survive, in your role. You will not survive as a business. So your ability to adapt to change in the pace that it comes is essential. And it doesn't happen by itself. People don't absorb change, just because you throw it at them. That's like trying to, hold on to water. You have to manage people through it, whether it's with learning or with nudges or with adoption tools. You have to get people to get the best out of it, and that takes time, that takes change management. So it's critical in the current industry, and it's only getting more and more critical as time progresses.
Have you seen any positive change management within your own organization, or where are you currently at in your own?
So currently I'm in a consulting role, so it's not really a good scope to answer the question. My prior role saw a really good focus on change management as part of the scope that I led, and a team that was dedicated to managing the change through the organization at pace and at velocity, at scale. It was a 400,000 people organization, and to manage every bit of change required very industrialized, systematic approaches to help people through it as fast as we could, because the next change was on the list already. So,
do you feel that this type of change requires both technical but also a creative mindset as well too, as everything changes so quickly now?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a creative mindset. I think that's, to me personally, often a sort of a misconception when it comes to change management. All of a sudden it becomes about design and colors and nice pictures. To me, it's about experimenting with what works, and this can be done really fast. You can write something on a cardboard card or on the back of a napkin, show it to people, and say, if I would tell you this when you get this system, would that help you? Yes, no, no. Okay, let me write something else. And after 5 tries, you will have found something that works. So that took you 30 minutes. You now can code that into a system system, and you can give that to all the people or to the group that you think that would work for. So often with very low-key experimental design approaches, can you create things that you have tested with people and that have confirmed to you that it works. So when you go through like design principles that way and you experiment as low-key as you can and as quick as you can be very, very fast in creating outcomes that lead to good results. Now you can say, well, that process is a form of creativity. The thing is that creativity usually scares people, like, oh goodness, now I need to be a artist.
Van Gogh
yeah,
or
I need to
something.
become Van Gogh. No, you just need to be really good at experimenting.
Wow.
And you need to be willing to accept if you get it wrong, throw it away. Don't be afraid to fail. So you experiment, you're not afraid to fail, you become much faster in getting, finding what works. It took 100 ways how not to make a light bulb.
The 101 might be the right one, though.
There you go.
Well, thank you so much for dropping by our podcast
You're
booth
very
today.
welcome.
It was a pleasure.
Thank
If
you.
anyone is interested in learning more about their report, check out the Lenovo Work Reborn Research Report in the description below. And for more insightful conversations on how we're bringing new life to the modern workplace, make sure to follow us and subscribe. And that's a wrap for this episode.
Lenovo.